Hey everyone, it is Dave. Welcome in. It's time to talk about module number 7. In this module, since we're done with the formal elements and principles of design, we're going to be taking a look at art in a chronological fashion, and particularly we're going to be looking at modern art that's produced between the 1860s and the 1950s. So we're going to have some cool art and cool artists to discuss, and then we're going to be practicing for the upcoming exam. In module 8, that week you will have the midterm exam, and I have some sample exam questions for you in this module, actual exam questions from past exams that you get to see the difficulty level as well as the format for the exam. We also have a journal entry this week, so without any further ado, let's head over to the Canvas site. I'll walk you through module 7. And here we are on the Canvas site. Let's go ahead and take a look at what module 7 has in store for us. Up top, the usual elements, the video you're watching right now, our action plan for the week, and a link to my office hours every Monday and Wednesday from 4:30 to 7. We have 2 lectures this week. The first one is on Edward Manet, our study guide, and then we'll take a look at the further exploration section. Up top, I will mark some of these readings as optional for you. The main one that you do need to read is Music in the Tweeries, but I'd have you take a look at least a little bit at the other readings, but all of the others are optional. The bottom 2 deal with this painting here, Olympia by Edward Manet, and particularly the model lorry that is used here in the background. We have a video on the Industrial Revolution, just about 5 minutes in length, and also one of the most important paintings of this time period, really the first painting of modern art, is Luncheon on the Grass. Our second lecture deals with the different modern art movements of the 19th and 20th centuries. So everything from Impressionism to Abstract Expressionism. Our study guide and then our further exploration section has a couple readings, and we've also got some really cool videos. Claude Monet is going to be actually painting. He lives all the way into the 1920s, so he is filmed and he is smoking. He was a chain smoker, and so if this was in color, you would actually see the yellow nicotine stains on his beard. But this is one of the cool things about modern art, is that we do get to see videos of these individuals actually working. The Futurist Manifesto, I am going to have you read. I'm going to update this. It doesn't have anything to do with the discussion board or journal this week. I did change my class around a little bit since I created the further exploration section, but I will update it. For the Mark Rothko auction, this is really important to watch because there will be a test question involving it. And just to show you how modern art is still really in the forefront of people's interest, I would watch a minute or two of the Christie's Modern Art Auction. It's really fascinating how much people are paying for these artworks. I'm going to jump down to the journal real quick. Journal number 7 has you going outside with your colored pencils and actually creating something on plein air. So what you're going to do basically is kind of set up, not even do any setup, but just stand in one area that's kind of a landscape type area, and close your eyes, open them, and then try to capture all the color that you see from the scene. I'll have you take a look at the directions and everything, but I'm going to show you some of the past student work that has really been fantastic. Something that's a lot more close up and detailed, like some branches and leaves, cement sidewalk with the lamppost, and then some plants off to the side. And then this student used watercolor, which is fine too, because we're not trying to make anything perfect. We're just trying to capture the blobs of color. And this harkens back to the idea of perceptual color, and this is what Impressionism is based on, the very first impression of color or shape. And so please use colored pencils, and I hope you enjoy this project. Don't ever think, oh, I can't do a project, my art isn't that great. This is not supposed to be great. It's supposed to be messy and the idea of a very sketch-like artwork. Our final project for this week is some sample exam questions. So for the exam questions, I did choose 10 of them. They are from past exams, and I'm going to just open up the exam here and show you the first question. So this is going to be the format for the upcoming exam next week. You're going to have the question up here. Most questions will have an image, and then you'll have your selected answers, and you just click what you think is the correct answer, click the next button, and then submit quiz at the very end. Each question is worth 1 point. You may take this as many times as you want for a total of 10 points. When you answer a question, you'll see that there will be a check mark next to then the question number. So when you take the longer exam, if you need to scroll back through, say like you missed question number 5 because you didn't know the answer or it would take too long, then you can come back to any question that you didn't answer just by scrolling here in the upper right hand side. You'll also notice that we have a timer right here. It's counting up. When you take the exam, the timer will count down from 50 minutes and begin flashing at 5 minutes. Besides the multiple choice questions on the upcoming exam, you also have 2 essay questions that will be very quick essay questions. And I want to go back to the instructions here. So 10 questions. These are all truly past exam questions. 1 point each. You may take the exam as many times as you wish. And then, of course, the upcoming exam has 2 short essays. But keep in mind that this is going to be open not only this week, but I am going to have it open next week. The idea is that whichever device you're going to use for the exam, test the sample exam question out, because you want to make sure that the images load quickly, the questions load quickly. In the past, there has been some issues with iPads, and I think that's all been resolved. But keep in mind, you always want to check. Maybe the desktop is going to be quicker. Maybe the laptop's going to be quicker. So test the sample exam questions on any device you're planning on taking the exam with. And next week, I think all we have to do is take the exam. So we will have a little bit of a breather. You'll have some time to study for the exam as well. With that, I hope you have a very good week. I will see you shortly with module number 8.